During the spring of 1978, Super 4 was launched from the slipway of British Hovercraft Corporation's factory at Cowes. This event represented a major step forward in the development of fast marine craft. Apart from being the world's largest hovercraft, it's the first hovercraft to have virtually unrestricted weather capability on the English Channel and other short sea ferry routes up to 150 nautical miles in length. Designed and built by BHC, Super 4, with its payload of 90 tons, can carry 416 passengers and 60 vehicles in airline-style comfort at a cruising speed of 65 knots. SRN4 hovercraft have over a decade of cross-channel operating experience behind them. In 1968, the first craft entered service with British Rail Sea Speed, operating between Dover and Boulogne. In the following year, Hoverloyd commenced operations from Pegwell Bay. And since then, the giant craft has become an integral part of the cross-channel network. The SRN4's popularity is backed by impressive statistical data, each craft logging over 1,500 operating hours and covering some 50,000 nautical miles each year. In 11 years, the two operators have carried some 13 million passengers and 2.25 million vehicles, achieving over 65,000 hours of operation. During trials, the craft crossed from Dover to Ostend in gale-force winds, taking just 1 hour and 40 minutes. A crossing the conventional ferry takes 4 hours to complete. At Ostend, Super 4 negotiated the confined harbour entrance and made a trial berthing against a pontoon despite a 25-knot crosswind, demonstrating the precise manoeuvrability of the craft under the most adverse conditions. This operation underlined the craft's acceptability in the urban environment of a busy harbour and its ability to make use of conventional ferry terminals. Super 4 is a new breed of hovercraft based on 10 years' experience gained with the standard SRN4. It has a total length of 56 meters, larger, more efficient propellers, and a new advanced skirt system. These innovations have resulted in improved operating economics, faster crossing times in adverse conditions, and a significant drop in bad weather cancellations. The English Channel has always had a reputation for sudden storms and rough seas. The shock-absorbing action of the low-pressure ratio skirt with its deep bow cushion has resulted in a significant drop in craft motion. Super 4 is capable of operating in seas of up to 4 meters in height, with wind speeds in excess of 40 knots. The smooth ride, along with roomier cabins and redesigned seating, has set new standards in passenger comfort. Over recent years, Dover Harbour, with its historical trading links with Europe, has been carrying an increasing amount of cross-channel traffic. The introduction of Super 4, operating from Seaspeed's new international hoverport, has been planned to play a major role in this expansion. The amphibious capability of the hovercraft, allowing it to transit smoothly from water to land, has proved a major factor in its success. The craft is able to operate regardless of tidal variations and without the costly infrastructure of a conventional deep-water port. The hoverport includes the normal offices for customs and immigration officials, and additional facilities are provided for dry land maintenance. A built-in jacking system enables the craft to be raised to a convenient working height in a matter of minutes. Seaspeed's hoverport at Dover is designed to cope with the travelling public, whether they arrive by car, coach or train. It's easily accessible from the M2 motorway and connects directly by Seaspeed's own bus service to the Dover mainline stations. Foot passengers disembark by way of the wide access doors on either side of the craft and make their way to the main terminal buildings, where they collect their luggage and pass through the customs and immigration area. Cars and coaches leave the craft through the rear door and down a ramp. Speed and convenience is the keynote in this operation. Even the last car loaded is through the customs checkout point just 5 minutes after the hovercraft arrives. Super 4 takes about 20 minutes to turn round from arrival on the pad to departure with a full load of passengers and cars. Foot passengers arrive at the main terminal building and enter a spacious arrival lounge, whilst motorists drive to a multi-lane boarding area. The friendly Seaspeed staff can answer any travel problems before checking tickets and issuing boarding passes. Before passing on to the departure area, passengers leave larger items of luggage at the baggage check-in. All the facilities that you would normally expect to see at a major airport are available, including shops and banking services. The duty-free shop offers a wide range of goods, including popular brands of wine, spirits, perfumes and tobacco. While waiting for their flight to be called, passengers can relax in the spacious departure lounge and enjoy hot meals and refreshments from the restaurant and well-stocked bar. Like the airline traveller, the hovercraft passenger knows he has a guaranteed seat and no worries about looking after his luggage en route. Cars enter the craft by means of the wide bow-loading ramp, and are quickly positioned within the spacious 55-metre-long car deck with the minimum of fuss under the guidance of car deck personnel. Drivers and their passengers make their way to the main cabins, where they are joined by foot passengers boarding the craft from the departure lounge. Vehicles are secured to the deck by webbing straps, which allow craft motion during the crossing to be absorbed by the vehicle's own suspension. Generous overhead clearance in the car deck allows the craft to cope with coaches like commercial vehicles and holidaymakers' heavily laden cars. Swinging easily round, the giant craft demonstrates its close maneuverability. Differential propeller pitch and pylon rotation enables the craft to be positioned accurately in the most adverse weather conditions. With 4 Rolls-Royce engines and integrated lift and propulsion systems, Super 4 has true multi-engine reliability. Sea-Speed staff ensure that everybody on board is comfortable. Air conditioning controls are adjusted to regulate the cabin atmosphere, and the friendly staff can give information and answer any passenger queries. Duty-free facilities on board a hovercraft do not require lengthy queuing by the passengers. Instead, they enjoy a pleasant and efficient service in the comfort of their seats. The cheerful cabin staff can bring round drinks and duty-free goods, ensuring that everybody is served during the 30 to 40-minute flight. Crossing the beach at Calais, Super 4 once again demonstrates its complete independence of water depth, a major advantage when operating in shoal areas which exist around the world. There are 2 hoverports in France, Calais and Boulogne, and they provide the continental starting point for the Sea-Speed into Europe routes between London, Amiens, Paris, Lille and Brussels. Various governments and operators may still be considering tunnels, airships and hydrofoils. Meanwhile, the cross-channel travellers continue to vote hovercraft the only proven high-speed ferry that carries cars and passengers. Each year, the hovercraft share of the short sea route traffic continues to grow. Currently, the figure is 25 to 30% of both cars and passengers. Independent observers see this share increasing over the next few years. Super 4 has approximately the same work capacity as a typical ferry boat, but speed and flexibility have given it 3 times the frequency of operation over routes up to 150 nautical miles. Operational experience has proved Super 4 is the only realistic present and future system of high-speed marine transportation.